The sun shines brightly in the sky over Earth, casting a warm glow on the bustling cities and peaceful landscapes below. People go about their day-to-day routines, oblivious to the impending doom that is about to shatter their world. In the middle of an ordinary morning, the serenity of the Earth is suddenly disturbed by a dark, shadowy mass appearing in the sky. What seemed like a distant speck in the vastness of space quickly grows larger, more defined, and unmistakably hostile. The first wave of alien warships, part of the mighty Imperial fleet, has arrived. One by one, enormous ships descend upon Earth's atmosphere, each one towering over the tallest skyscrapers on Earth. The ships are made of gleaming, unfamiliar metal that pulses with an eerie, otherworldly glow. They look like a nightmare brought to life, their edges sharp, and their designs unlike anything human technology has ever conceived. As they hover above Earth's major cities, the people below are struck with a deep sense of fear. Panic spreads quickly through every nation, every city, as the news of the alien fleet reaches every corner of the globe. The alien fleet is not just big, it's technologically superior. Humans have seen warships before, but nothing like this. These ships are armed with weapons capable of obliterating entire cities with a single strike. From the ground, people can hear the low hum of energy beams charging up, and the sky grows dimmer as their size blocks out the sun. In a broadcast that is intercepted worldwide, the alien commander, a towering figure cloaked in silver armor, issues a cold ultimatum to humanity. His voice, deep and commanding, echoes across every screen on Earth. Surrender, or face total annihilation. The message is clear: humanity's time is up. The humans stand frozen in shock. The fleet is massive, the ships towering and powerful, and the weapons they carry are unimaginable. No one on Earth can comprehend the full scale of what's about to happen. From every corner of the world, there's an unmistakable sense of dread. Earth's military leaders try to organize a response, but they know that their technology is no match for what stands above them. Some of the world's greatest scientists, engineers, and military strategists begin to assemble in secret bunkers, but they understand the magnitude of what they face. Their enemies are ruthless and advanced beyond human understanding. Among the chaos, Captain Aaron Mitchell stands out. Mitchell, once a troubled youth from a small town, is now Earth's best strategic mind, but only a handful of people know his true potential. His past is filled with mistakes, decisions that have haunted him for years. He never expected to be leading a defense against an alien invasion. He's no hero, just a man trying to survive. Still, the fate of Earth now rests on his shoulders. He's an underdog, overlooked by many, but his sharp mind and ability to think outside the box have made him an unexpected choice to lead Earth's resistance. Mitchell's team, though not the largest, is composed of some of the brightest minds in the world. There's Sarah, a brilliant engineer who was instrumental in designing Earth's advanced tech, and Bonner, a soldier with unparalleled courage and an iron will. Alongside them are Earth's best AI programmers, tactical officers, and weapons experts. They all know one thing: their enemy is much stronger than them. But they also know that Earth cannot surrender. There's no future for humanity if they do. As Mitchell watches the alien ships hover ominously over Earth, he feels the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. The first bomb drops, a massive explosion ripping apart a building in New York City. The force of the blast shakes the ground. Mitchell clenches his fists as he watches the destruction unfold. It's not just a symbol of the aliens' power, it's a warning. This is just the beginning. The bombs keep falling. The panic intensifies. People are running in every direction, desperately trying to find shelter, but no one is safe. The streets are filled with the sounds of chaos, sirens wailing, people screaming, buildings collapsing. The sky, once a peaceful blue, is now darkened with the smoke and dust of the alien bombardment. Humanity's worst nightmare has arrived. Inside the command center, Mitchell and his team are working tirelessly to devise a counterattack. The alien fleet is already tearing through Earth's cities with brutal efficiency, and Mitchell knows they have to act fast. But the pressure is overwhelming. The team has no real plan, only scraps of data, last-minute ideas, and hope. Earth has always been a peaceful planet. They've never had to fight a war like this, especially not against an enemy so far beyond their technology. Mitchell paces nervously, his mind racing. We need to move quickly, or we're all finished. They're not just here to conquer us, they want to destroy us. He knows the aliens won't wait for Earth to surrender. They're ruthless, and their technology is beyond comprehension. As Mitchell struggles to make a decision, the stakes grow higher. Each second that passes feels like an eternity. Outside, the world watches in terror as more bombs fall, and the alien fleet begins to take control of Earth's skies. Entire cities are obliterated, millions of lives lost in the blink of an eye. Mitchell watches the horror unfold on the screen. He can feel his heart pounding in his chest. What if we fail, he wonders. What if we can't stop them? The voices in his head are drowned out by the sound of his team working in overdrive. Sarah is typing furiously on her console, trying to piece together a plan to counter the alien tech. Bonner, sitting next to Mitchell, is silent, his face grim as he watches the chaos unfold. The team can feel the tension in the air. They know time is running out. The alien fleet won't stop until Earth is nothing but rubble. Mitchell looks at his team and finally makes the decision, they will fight back. But the plan they're putting together is risky, and there's no guarantee it will work. The odds are stacked against them, but they have no choice. They can't give up now. Suspense builds, as Mitchell watches the video feed from Earth's cities, his heart sinks. The first wave of destruction has already begun, and humanity is struggling to survive. The alien commander's voice echoes through every broadcast again, surrender, or face total annihilation. Mitchell clenches his fists and turns to his team. We're not giving up. Not now, not ever. As the minutes tick by, the situation grows more dire. Mitchell's mind is racing, coming up with every possible strategy he can think of. But even as the team scrambles to prepare, Mitchell knows they're up against a force much stronger than anything humanity has ever faced. The alien fleet's ships are large, heavily armed, and nearly indestructible. Can Earth truly stand a chance against such overwhelming odds? The tension in the room is thick, the weight of Earth's survival on their shoulders. Mitchell watches the screen, the lives of billions hanging in the balance. The fate of humanity lies in the hands of a few, and they're running out of time. Is humanity really going to lose this fight? Or can Captain Mitchell and his team come up with a plan that will save the world? The clock is ticking, and the suspense is unbearable. The situation on Earth is dire, but as the alien bombardments continue, something extraordinary begins to unfold on the planet. In the face of overwhelming odds, humanity does the one thing it has always done best: unite. For the first time in history, nations across the globe put aside their differences, realizing that their survival depends on their cooperation. The world's top scientists, engineers, and military leaders come together in hastily formed command centers. With the alien fleet hovering menacingly above, every resource on Earth is funneled into the creation of new technology, desperately trying to level the playing field. The result of this global effort is nothing short of revolutionary. Earth's top minds, using what little time they have left, develop advanced cloaking technology, allowing human ships to vanish from the alien fleet sensors. This stealth technology is a game changer. For the first time, humanity will be able to strike without being seen, giving them the element of surprise. Alongside this, AI-powered drones are constructed at an astonishing speed, capable of fighting with precision and without fatigue. These drones will be humanity's first line of defense against the much larger and more powerful alien forces. Earth's newly formed fleet begins to take shape. The ships are not nearly as large or as heavily armed as the alien warships, but they are faster, more agile, and incredibly creative. Their strength lies not in size, but in their ability to adapt and innovate under extreme pressure. As the fleet is assembled, the crew members are given a sense of purpose, knowing they will be fighting for the survival of humanity. The humans may be facing an enemy far superior in both technology and firepower, but they have something the aliens never considered: the human spirit. Earth's soldiers and pilots, though inexperienced compared to the alien forces, are fighting for their homes, their families, and their future. And that, they know, is something the alien invaders cannot understand or predict. As the Earth's new fleet of ships begins to prepare for battle, the focus shifts to Bonner, a young soldier who has always been an underdog. Bonner's journey is one of hardship, growth, and loss. Originally from a small town, Bonner joined the military with dreams of making a difference, though he never expected to find himself fighting for the survival of humanity. Bonner had always been a skilled soldier, but his humble beginnings left him feeling like an outsider in the military world. He wasn't the type of person people looked to for leadership, nor was he ever seen as a hero. But that would change when Earth was thrust into war. Alongside Captain Aaron Mitchell, Bonner trains tirelessly, preparing for the battle to come. Mitchell becomes his mentor, showing him what it truly means to be a leader. The bond they form is deep, rooted in mutual respect and the understanding that their fates are intertwined. Bonner's story takes a darker turn when the alien fleet's first wave begins its bombardment. His hometown, like many others, is decimated in the attacks. The destruction is unfathomable, entire families are wiped out in an instant, and Bonner is left to face the harsh reality that his own family is gone. The pain of losing his loved ones turns his resolve into something even stronger. He no longer fights just for survival, he fights for revenge. Each time he steps into a cockpit or locks eyes with Captain Mitchell, the weight of the loss fuels his determination. His grief is personal, but it also becomes a symbol of humanity's resistance. Bonner's transformation from a small-town recruit to a hardened soldier mirrors the transformation of humanity itself, from a planet of peaceful civilians to a fierce force ready to defend its home. The emotional connection Bonner has with his family and his newfound purpose in life make his journey all the more impactful. As he prepares for battle, Bonner is no longer the uncertain young man who joined the military years ago. He's a warrior, and he will stop at nothing to ensure Earth's survival. As Earth's defenses come together, an unexpected ally emerges from the ashes of humanity's desperation. Prometheus, an advanced AI system, is created to control Earth's fleet. Initially designed for research purposes, the AI is upgraded to handle complex battle strategies and coordinate the movements of Earth's warships and drones. Prometheus is human-like in its reasoning, capable of learning from its experiences and adapting on the fly, but it also possesses the cold, calculating precision of a machine. Though it was built to help humanity, Prometheus programming gives it the ability to make difficult decisions, sometimes even choosing the greater good over individual lives. This makes Prometheus an unpredictable ally. The AI's ability to predict the alien fleet's moves and counteract them with incredible precision is a huge advantage, but its lack of emotion and empathy creates a complex dynamic. Mitchell and Bonner, both deeply human in their emotions and motivations, often find themselves in conflict with the machine's ruthless logic. But in the heat of battle, Prometheus proves invaluable. It quickly begins to lead the fleet with tactical brilliance, directing the new warships and drones to strike the aliens in ways they could never anticipate. What the humans lack in firepower, they make up for with cleverness, speed, and the precision of their AI. The battle is no longer about strength alone, it's about outsmarting the invaders. And Prometheus, with its ability to process vast amounts of information instantly, becomes a key player in the humans' fight for survival. Yet, despite the tactical advantages, there is a lingering unease among the human commanders. Prometheus, with its cold logic, doesn't care about the lives it risks. While the humans are fighting for a future, the AI is calculating the best way to win the war, no matter the cost. This creates a tension between the humans who fight with passion and purpose, and the AI that fights without sentimentality. As the Earth's new fleet gathers its strength, the countdown to war grows inevitable. The Imperial fleet, having underestimated humanity's ability to fight back, begins preparing for its next move. The Imperial commander is furious at the resistance Earth has shown, and now the aliens are ready to take things to the next level. Their ships grow even larger, their weapons more powerful, and their strategy more calculated. On Earth, the humans are ready for battle, but they know the next wave of the Imperial fleet will be even more dangerous. The AI, Prometheus, has formulated a new plan to strike back, but it is risky. The aliens are prepared for anything now, and they will not underestimate humanity again. The tension is palpable. As the final preparations are made, the entire world watches, holding its breath. Will Earth's fleet, led by Captain Mitchell, Bonner, and Prometheus, be able to outsmart the Imperial fleet once more? Or will they be crushed under the might of the alien invaders? The clock ticks down, and the next battle is inevitable. Earth's forces stand ready, knowing that their survival is at stake. As the first shots are fired, the suspense heightens. Humanity's fate hangs in the balance, and the question remains, can they overcome the odds once again, or will they fall to the might of the Imperial fleet? The underdog story continues, and the stakes have never been higher. Earth's resistance is growing stronger, but with the alien fleet's power increasing, can the humans rise to the challenge? The tension builds as the countdown to war continues, and the fate of humanity is about to be decided. The countdown had ended. Earth's newly formed fleet, equipped with advanced cloaking devices and the cutting-edge AI system, Prometheus, emerged from the shadows of space. With their technology, Earth's ships had the element of surprise, and this would be the key to their first strike against the much larger Imperial fleet. The Imperial fleet, confident in their overwhelming superiority, expected to obliterate Earth in a matter of moments. Their arrogance had led them to underestimate humanity. As they scanned the vastness of space, they failed to detect the incoming human ships, which were now cloaked and hidden within the depths of the black void. In a coordinated move, Earth's fleet reappeared from their invisibility fields, emerging like ghosts from the darkness. The aliens didn't know what hit them. With expert precision, Earth's ships targeted the weaker points in the alien warships, exploiting their vulnerabilities. Their stealth technology allowed them to launch sudden, rapid strikes, taking down the enemy's shields and disabling key systems. The element of surprise was humanity's greatest weapon, and they used it to full effect. The Imperial fleet's massive warships, which were expected to overpower Earth's forces, found themselves struggling to defend against the unpredictable tactics of their much smaller enemies. With the guidance of Prometheus, Earth's fleet moved with uncanny precision, their actions coordinated and calculated. The battle was chaotic, the universe echoing with the sounds of energy weapons clashing in the void. Earth's ships darted in and out of visibility, making it nearly impossible for the Imperial fleet to predict their next move. For the first time in this war, it was the aliens who were on the defensive. This sudden shift in power left them stunned, but the aliens weren't finished yet. As Earth's fleet struck, the atmosphere of the battle turned electric. The space around them became a fiery spectacle. The sound of laser beams slicing through the vacuum and the deep thrum of energy bombs resonated through the endless void. Earth's ships, although smaller and more agile, faced off against the vast Imperial warships, which unleashed devastating waves of destruction. The battle had evolved into something more than just a simple fight of ships, it became a high-stakes, fast-paced action fest. Earth's warships fought with unmatched precision, emerging from their cloaks to ambush Imperial ships one by one. As Earth's fleet moved in, the air was filled with the flash of weapons and the sound of explosions. The alien warships retaliated fiercely, unleashing torrents of laser fire and plasma bombs, lighting up the blackness of space. On the surface of the Earth, the effects of the orbital bombardment could be felt. Explosions erupted across the planet's surface, shaking the very ground below. The sky above was a chaotic mix of flashing lights, swirling debris, and the roar of destruction as the two forces collided in the vacuum of space. One of the most thrilling aspects of the battle was the close-quarters combat that began to unfold. Earth's ships engaged the alien fleet in direct hand-to-hand combat, but in space, this wasn't as simple as a fistfight. Using mechanized combat suits, human soldiers and pilots boarded the alien ships and fought tooth and nail to take control of the enemy vessels. The battle became a brutal test of skill, strength, and bravery as humans fought to board the mighty alien ships and overpower their foes. Earth's AI-powered drones were key in the success of this close combat strategy. These autonomous machines fought with cold precision, striking down enemies with swift and ruthless efficiency. But the drones were not perfect. They lacked the adaptability of human soldiers, and that's where Earth's pilots, like Captain Mitchell and Bonner, shone. The visuals of the battle were nothing short of spectacular. The vast expanse of space, once calm and serene, was now a war zone. Explosions ripped through the void, sending shockwaves through the fabric of space itself. Plasma beams lit up the darkness like streaks of light across the night sky, while massive warships exchanged devastating blows in a fiery dance of death. On Earth, the orbital bombardment continued, with alien weapons raining down from the sky. The ground shook as the alien warships unleashed their firepower, sending plumes of smoke and debris into the air. Cities were devastated, and humanity watched in horror as their home planet was ravaged by the alien invaders. In space, the ships of Earth engaged in close-quarters combat, launching themselves at the alien warships. Armed with advanced weaponry and mechanical combat suits, soldiers boarded the enemy ships, fighting in zero gravity with a fierce determination. The sight of humans in these towering exoskeletons, using hand-to-hand combat against the massive alien warships, was both surreal and awe-inspiring. The tension of this battle was palpable, as the human soldiers fought with everything they had, knowing that the survival of Earth depended on their success. The battle in space was a chaotic ballet of destruction, a visual feast of flashing weapons, explosions, and dramatic clashes. As the AI drones zipped through space, firing their weapons with precision, the human warships cut through the void, dodging and weaving to avoid incoming fire. The fight wasn't just physical, it was mental as well. Every move had to be calculated, every decision had to be precise, and every moment was filled with the sense that failure would mean extinction. In the middle of the chaos, a heartbreaking moment occurred. Bonner, the young soldier whose journey had been filled with loss and determination, made the ultimate sacrifice. Bonner had fought alongside Captain Mitchell, forming a bond that was forged through shared hardship and the will to survive. Throughout the battle, Bonner's bravery shone brightly. He was fearless, charging into danger without a second thought, determined to protect his comrades and avenge the destruction of his family. As the battle raged on, the humans realized that the alien warships were beginning to adapt to their strategies. The Imperial fleet had figured out their cloaking technology and was beginning to counterattack. It became clear that the tide of the battle was shifting. Desperate, Bonner made a split-second decision. In a heroic act of self-sacrifice, he piloted his ship directly into the heart of an oncoming alien warship, a massive vessel that was threatening to destroy Mitchell and the others. Bonner's ship crashed into the alien warship, triggering a massive explosion that ripped the enemy ship apart. The blast sent shockwaves through the space around them, and Bonner's life was lost in an instant. His sacrifice ensured the survival of the human fleet, but it came at a great cost. Captain Mitchell watched in horror as his friend and comrade gave his life for the mission. The emotional weight of the loss was overwhelming. Bonner had been more than just a soldier, he had been a symbol of the strength and resilience of humanity. In that moment, Mitchell vowed to carry on the fight, honoring Bonner's sacrifice. As Bonner's ship exploded in a fiery blaze, the aliens were forced to reassess their approach. The Imperial fleet had been caught off guard by the humans' tactics, but the battle was far from over. The alien commander, Commander Zyros, watched the destruction unfold from his flagship. He had underestimated humanity's resolve, but he wasn't about to let this rebellion go unanswered. With a cold, calculating gaze, Zyros ordered reinforcements to arrive. "Crush them," Zyros commanded. "Earth's resistance will be extinguished." The battle had turned into a test of wills. The humans, spurred on by Bonner's sacrifice, fought with everything they had. But the aliens, now fully aware of the threat humanity posed, were preparing to bring down their full force. The next wave of the Imperial fleet arrived in the form of reinforcements, and Earth's fleet was once again outmatched. But Mitchell, with Bonner's death weighing heavily on him, was more determined than ever. The stakes had never been higher, and humanity was at the edge of defeat. The suspense was unbearable as the next phase of the battle approached. Would humanity's underdog fleet be able to overcome the overwhelming power of the Imperial fleet? Or would Earth be crushed under the might of the aliens? The battle had only just begun, and the tension was palpable. The fate of humanity was hanging in the balance. The battle between Earth and the Imperial fleet had already been intense, but it was about to escalate to unimaginable heights. The aliens had underestimated humanity for far too long, but now, their commander, Zyros, had one final weapon to unleash. He was determined to bring the war to an end, to crush Earth's resistance once and for all. In a last-ditch effort to wipe out Earth's remaining forces, Zyros ordered a devastating planetary assault. His fleet launched a massive orbital bombardment, unleashing an onslaught of devastating laser beams and high-powered energy bombs from the skies above. These weapons, unlike anything Earth had ever seen, rained down on the planet with brutal force. As the energy waves crashed against the surface, entire cities were leveled, and countless lives were lost. The city of New York, once a symbol of Earth's resilience and human achievement, was obliterated in a single, catastrophic strike. The streets that had once bustled with life were now nothing more than ruins. Skyscrapers crumbled to dust, and the familiar landmarks that had stood for centuries were reduced to ashes. The devastation was so complete that it seemed as though the entire city had vanished in the blink of an eye. From space, the Earth's survivors watched in horror as the carnage unfolded before them. The loss was staggering, and the weight of it seemed unbearable. But amidst the destruction, there was still a glimmer of hope. Earth had fought back before, and now it would fight again. The fire of resistance had not been extinguished. In the wake of Zyros' attack, humanity's resolve was stronger than ever. Captain Mitchell, who had already lost so much, knew that Earth's survival depended on striking at the heart of the Imperial fleet. Zyros had to be stopped, and the only way to do that was to infiltrate his flagship and destroy the source of his power. Mitchell gathered a small, elite strike team, composed of the best soldiers, engineers, and survivors. Among them was Sarah, a young engineer who had lost her family in the initial bombardments. She had seen firsthand the devastation caused by Zyros' forces, and the pain of losing her loved ones was something that burned deep within her. Sarah's grief, combined with her determination to avenge her family, made her an invaluable member of the team. As they prepared for the mission, Mitchell could feel the weight of the responsibility on his shoulders. The mission was dangerous, and the odds of survival were slim. But they had no choice. Earth's fate depended on them. Mitchell and Sarah shared a brief moment before the mission began. It was a silent exchange, but one filled with understanding. Sarah's eyes spoke volumes. She wanted to fight, to take revenge on those who had destroyed everything she had known. She wasn't just fighting for her survival, she was fighting for justice. Mitchell, too, had a personal vendetta against the aliens, but it was more than that, he was fighting for the future of humanity. The mission was a personal one for every member of the team. For Sarah, it was about avenging the loss of her family. For Mitchell, it was about fulfilling the promise he made to his fallen friend, Bonner. For the others, it was about protecting the planet they called home and ensuring that Earth would survive, no matter the cost. With their mission clear, the strike team launched their attack. They boarded a small, stealthy ship that would allow them to infiltrate the heart of the Imperial fleet. Using advanced cloaking technology, they sneaked past the outer defenses, slipping through unnoticed. Every member of the team was on edge, knowing that the moment they were discovered, they would be fighting for their lives. As they neared Zyros' flagship, the tension was palpable. The ship, a colossal structure that loomed ominously in the distance, was surrounded by layers of defense systems and heavily armed alien soldiers. But Mitchell's team was determined. They had prepared for this moment their entire lives. The first obstacle they encountered was a group of alien soldiers, heavily armed and ready to defend their command center. Earth's soldiers fought with relentless determination, but the aliens were technologically superior. Their weapons were advanced, and their armor was near impenetrable. Despite this, Mitchell's team pressed on, using stealth, surprise, and their training to overcome the alien forces. Sarah, the young engineer, played a crucial role in disabling the flagship's defense systems. Using her knowledge of alien technology, she was able to hack into the ship's systems and shut down key barriers, allowing the team to advance deeper into the ship. Her grief over losing her family still burned, but it was her resolve and brilliance that made her an invaluable member of the team. Her quick thinking and technical expertise saved countless lives as they moved forward. The team fought their way through the ship's defenses, but it wasn't easy. They faced advanced robots, designed for combat, which had a deadly advantage in hand-to-hand fighting. Despite this, the humans used their ingenuity, combining their technological expertise with sheer willpower. Each battle was harder than the last, but the team pressed on. As they neared the core of the flagship, where Zyro's power was concentrated, they encountered even greater resistance. Alien soldiers, enhanced by psychic technology, attacked with precision and overwhelming force. Earth's soldiers fought with everything they had, knowing that the fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. The heart of the flagship was a labyrinth of twisting corridors, filled with traps and enemies at every turn. The strike team fought through wave after wave of alien soldiers and robotic defenders, but they knew they were getting closer to Zyros. The stakes were higher than ever. As they entered the final chamber, the command center of Zyros' flagship, they were confronted by the alien commander himself. Zyros, tall and imposing, stood at the heart of his command center. His eyes glowed with a strange, otherworldly power as he surveyed the humans who had made it this far. Zyros wasn't just a leader, he was a force to be reckoned with. His psychic abilities gave him the power to control minds and manipulate reality. He was a formidable opponent, and it was clear that he would stop at nothing to defeat the humans. The final confrontation between Mitchell and Zyros was intense. Zyros used his psychic powers to try and overwhelm Mitchell, attempting to control his thoughts and actions. The air crackled with energy as Zyros unleashed his full power. But Mitchell, driven by his memories of Bonner, Sarah's loss, and the people of Earth, refused to back down. With the help of Earth's advanced technology, the humans were able to neutralize Zyros' psychic advantage. Using specialized devices developed by Sarah, the team was able to block his mind control powers. It was a hard-fought battle, with blows exchanged in brutal hand-to-hand combat. Zyros, though powerful, was not prepared for the raw determination of the humans. As the battle reached its peak, Mitchell managed to land a decisive blow on Zyros. With a final, defiant cry, the alien commander fell, defeated. The humans had won. But the victory was not without its cost. The flagship was heavily damaged, and Zyros' forces were in disarray. The strike team had accomplished their mission, but they were not out of danger yet. With Zyros defeated, the remaining alien forces were scattered and disorganized, but they still posed a threat. It would take everything the humans had to survive the aftermath of the battle. As the team stood over Zyros' fallen body, they knew that the war was far from over. They had won a significant battle, but the struggle to save Earth was still ongoing. The emotional stakes were higher than ever, and the future of humanity hung in the balance. The war had raged on for months, with countless lives lost and Earth's forces stretched thin. But the time had come for the final confrontation. Mitchell and his elite strike team had made their way to the heart of the enemy fleet, and now, all that stood between them and victory was Zyros, the alien commander who had masterminded the destruction of Earth's cities. As Mitchell's team prepared for the final battle, they were aware of the overwhelming odds stacked against them. Zyros had already unleashed a devastating orbital bombardment, and his forces were closing in on Earth's last remaining strongholds. The ground below had been torn apart, with massive craters and destruction spreading across the globe. In the sky above, the Imperial fleet hovered like a dark cloud, casting a long shadow over the planet. Mitchell, though exhausted and scarred by the loss of so many, knew that this was humanity's last chance. The team had fought hard to get this far, but the war was not over. Zyros was still alive, and his forces were not ready to give up. They had to stop him now, before his psychic weapons and AI-controlled war machines could destroy everything Earth had fought for. The final battle began with a surge of energy. Zyros' flagship, still in the skies above Earth, unleashed everything it had in a desperate attempt to crush the remaining human resistance. Psychic blasts erupted from the flagship, shaking the air with their power, while AI-controlled war machines descended upon Earth's forces. The aliens were relentless, attacking with every weapon at their disposal. But Mitchell and his team were ready. Sarah, the brilliant engineer, used the advanced AI systems they had developed to counter the psychic attacks. The humans had learned how to adapt and fight back, using their own intelligence and determination to outsmart the aliens. AI drones worked in perfect sync, engaging the alien war machines while Earth's ships continued to fight, turning the tide of the battle. In the midst of all this chaos, Mitchell and Zyros faced each other on the battlefield. Zyros, with his psychic powers, was a formidable opponent, capable of manipulating the battlefield and controlling minds. He unleashed a series of devastating psychic blasts, attempting to overpower Mitchell. But Mitchell, driven by the memories of his fallen comrades and his unbreakable will to protect Earth, fought back with everything he had. The battle was a fierce exchange of powers and technology. Zyros used his mind to twist the fabric of reality, but Mitchell's sheer will and the support of his team proved stronger. They had learned to use the AI to neutralize Zyros' psychic abilities. The constant clash of technology and willpower created a spectacle of destruction in the sky. The air shimmered with the intensity of their battle, as explosions lit up space and Earth's fleet fought on below. Zyros' forces, sensing their commander's vulnerability, launched a final attack. His AI-controlled war machines swarmed around Earth's fleet, firing energy beams and missiles that threatened to tear apart Earth's defenses. But the humans were no longer the helpless underdogs. Using the cloaking devices they had perfected, Earth's ships launched surprise attacks from within the shadows, taking down enemy ships one by one. As the final battle raged on, the scene in space was one of utter chaos. Explosions rippled through the vacuum of space, lighting up the dark expanse like fireworks. Zyros' ship, once a symbol of his power, was now under constant fire from Earth's fleet. The mighty vessel, engulfed in flames, shook violently as Earth's weapons struck it with precision. Each explosion was a reminder of the damage humanity had endured, and each blast brought them closer to victory. On the ground, the battle continued to rage. Earth's fleet, battered but resolute, fought off the alien forces with everything they had. The air was thick with energy beams, explosions, and the screech of machinery. Earth's warships moved with speed and stealth, using AI-controlled drones and advanced technology to stay one step ahead of the overwhelming forces of Zyros. As Earth's ships launched another round of orbital bombardment, Zyros' flagship began to break apart. The once imposing ship that had threatened Earth for so long was now crumbling under the weight of its own destruction. Earth's forces, though scarred and battered, could feel the tide turning. Zyros' fleet began to retreat, the once confident aliens now realizing they had underestimated humanity's resilience. The final blow came when Mitchell, in an act of sheer determination, led a last-ditch assault on Zyros' control center. As he and his team fought their way to the heart of the ship, they faced fierce opposition. Alien soldiers and advanced robotic defenders tried to stop them, but the humans pressed on. With their backs against the wall, Mitchell's team managed to reach Zyros' control room. Using a combination of explosives and AI hacking, they destroyed the aliens' power source, causing a catastrophic explosion that destabilized the flagship. With the heart of Zyro's ship destroyed, the Imperial fleet began to fall apart. Ships lost power, weapon systems failed, and the once mighty force was reduced to chaos. The alien forces, without leadership and direction, retreated in disarray, their morale shattered. As the battle ended and the Imperial fleet began to retreat, Earth's forces stood victorious. The alien invaders had been defeated, their invasion thwarted by the ingenuity and bravery of humanity. The once impossible odds had been overcome, and Earth had proven that it would not be easily conquered. Humanity's triumph was hard-earned, but it was undeniable. Earth's fleet, though battered and scarred, had emerged victorious. But even in victory, there was a sense of bittersweetness. Mitchell, standing amidst the wreckage of the final battle, couldn't shake the feeling of loss. His heart was heavy with the memory of his fallen comrades, especially Bonner, the young soldier who had sacrificed himself to save his team earlier in the war. Bonner had been a friend, a brother in arms, and the loss of him weighed heavily on Mitchell's heart. Mitchell took a deep breath as he gazed out over the wreckage of the Imperial fleet, knowing that while humanity had won this battle, the cost had been high. The faces of those he had lost, Bonner, Sarah's family, and so many others, flashed in his mind. They had all given so much for this victory, and now it was up to those who remained to honor their sacrifice. The feeling of triumph was real, but it was tempered by the realization that no victory ever comes without sacrifice. Mitchell had led his team to victory, but the scars of the war would remain, etched into his soul forever. As Earth's fleet regrouped, the world below began to rebuild. The skies, once filled with the terrifying presence of the Imperial fleet, were now clear. Earth was safe, for now. And as Mitchell looked toward the horizon, he knew that humanity had proven its strength, its resilience, and its ability to fight against the odds. This was a victory for the ages, one that would be remembered for generations to come. But for Mitchell, the victory would always be bittersweet, for those he had lost would never be forgotten. The dust had finally settled after the intense battle. Earth, which had once been a vulnerable target, now stood tall as the victorious force in the galaxy. The Imperial fleet, which had once threatened to destroy humanity, had been defeated, and the alien invaders were in retreat. The sky above Earth, once darkened by enemy ships, was now clear and peaceful. Humanity had proven that, despite being seen as weak and insignificant, they were anything but. Earth had fought back, and they had won. The devastation that the war had left behind was undeniable. Cities had been reduced to rubble, and the scars of battle were still visible across the planet. But there was a sense of hope now, a sense that humanity had endured its darkest hour and emerged stronger for it. People from all walks of life, from every corner of the world, had come together in the face of a common enemy. Nations that had once been divided had united for the greater good, and the spirit of cooperation had never been stronger. As Earth began to rebuild, people took the lessons they had learned from the war and carried them forward. Technology advanced at an unprecedented rate, with AI, energy shields, and other breakthroughs becoming common in everyday life. Cities were reconstructed with the most advanced designs, blending old and new architecture to symbolize humanity's resilience and innovation. The planet was healing, but it would take time. The war had left its mark, but humanity had endured, and the people of Earth were determined to rebuild better than ever before. In the aftermath of the war, Mitchell found himself hailed as a hero. His leadership had been critical in leading Earth's forces to victory, and his courage in the face of insurmountable odds had inspired a generation. He had become a symbol of humanity's strength and resilience, but as he stood on the balcony of a rebuilt command center, looking out at the stars, he didn't feel like a hero. The faces of the fallen, friends, comrades, and innocent civilians, haunted him. Their sacrifice was something he would never forget. Mitchell looked out at the vastness of space, the stars twinkling in the distance, as he pondered the future. The war against the Imperial fleet had ended, but Mitchell knew that it was not the end of the road for humanity. The galaxy was vast, and while they had defeated one powerful enemy, there were surely others out there who would see Earth as weak or ripe for conquest. The victory they had won was important, but it was only a single battle in a larger war that humanity had just begun. Despite the heavy losses and the challenges that lay ahead, Mitchell felt a sense of pride. Humanity had proven to the galaxy that they were not to be underestimated. They had fought back when all seemed lost, and they had shown the universe that they would never be easily defeated. The world may have been forever changed by the battle, but Mitchell knew that this new era would be marked by strength, unity, and courage. As Earth rebuilt, the leaders of the world began to focus on strengthening the alliance they had forged during the war. The United Earth Council was formed, with representatives from every nation and region of the planet working together to ensure peace and stability. With the lessons learned from the war, humanity was determined to stay united and avoid the mistakes that had led to past conflicts. They knew that their survival depended on their ability to work together, not just as individual nations, but as a unified species. While Earth celebrated its victory, Mitchell knew that the road ahead would not be easy. There were still threats out there, unknown dangers lurking in the vastness of space. Zyro's defeat had been a major blow to the alien forces that had once sought to conquer Earth, but Mitchell had seen enough to know that there were many more forces in the galaxy who might view humanity as a threat, or worse, as prey. Earth had fought to prove that it was not weak, but the galaxy was a dangerous place, and humanity's place in it was still uncertain. As the world celebrated, Mitchell couldn't shake the feeling that the peace they had fought so hard for might be fleeting. Earth had won a great victory, but the true battle was far from over. The people of Earth now had the opportunity to rebuild and thrive, but they would need to remain vigilant. Their enemies had seen their strength, and some might now seek to challenge it. Humanity would have to be prepared for whatever came next. Mitchell's thoughts were interrupted by a soft beep from his communicator. He glanced at the screen and saw that it was a message from his command center. The message was short, but the words on the screen made his heart race. Unidentified object detected in the outer reaches of Earth's orbit. The message was followed by a series of data points that indicated an unknown ship was approaching Earth. For a moment, Mitchell stood frozen, staring at the data. His mind raced back to the countless battles he had fought, the victories and losses. He knew that this was not just a coincidence. The fight for Earth was far from over. As the shadowy alien ship approached Earth, Mitchell gathered his team. They had seen what Earth's enemies were capable of, but this new threat was something different. With the world rebuilding and the people of Earth beginning to heal, the news of a new alien presence was a bitter reminder that the fight for survival was never truly over. The ship's technology seemed advanced, even more so than anything they had faced before. Its sleek silhouette glided silently through space, its engines glowing with an ominous light. Mitchell and his team prepared for the worst. The victory they had fought for so hard might soon be overshadowed by an even greater threat. As they watched the skies, waiting for the first signs of what was to come, Mitchell couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The war against Earth had been won, but the galaxy was a much bigger place than they had ever imagined, and it was filled with dangers that they were just beginning to understand. The final message flashed across Mitchell's screen, a warning and a promise: the war may be over, but the real fight is just beginning. Mitchell stood at the edge of the command center, gazing out at the stars, wondering what the future would hold for humanity. He knew that the road ahead would be long and filled with uncertainty, but he also knew one thing for sure: humanity would fight. And no matter the cost, they would never back down. The fight had just begun, and Earth was ready to face whatever came next.